Alright, picture this. You're on holiday in the beautiful sunshine state of Queensland. You spent the morning drinking margaritas at the beach, reading a book, swimming, doing whatever you liked. And now you're at the Carbrook Golf Course, teeing up a perfect shot to a perfect end to your holiday. When you look to the corner of your eye and you think you see a shadow in the water. Being a human, you're kind of curious. You go over to the hazard to have a look inside. Maybe you see some flathead or some cool other fish. So you try and have a closer look and see what could be making little shadows and ripples in the water. When all of a sudden, a fin pops out of the water and starts swimming away from you. Your first thought is, holy moly, that's a shark. Your second thought is, holy moly, I've had too much to drink. You think maybe I should go up to my friends and be like, hey guys, I think I saw a shark in the hazard. But you decide against it because they'll probably make fun of you, because why the hell would there be a shark in the hazard? It's not the beach, it's a pond. Sharks don't typically swim in ponds. It'd make more sense for like a crocodile be in there. Well, not really, the crocodiles aren't in that area. Maybe a big fish. Anywho, you go back to your friends, try and get the shark fin out of your mind, chalking it up to momentary insanity instead of actually a shark in the hazard. It's been a few weeks since then and you completely forgot about the shark fin until you see on the news that they have found at least one bull shark in the Carbrook Golf Club's 14th hazard. There was actually a shark in the pond. You weren't going crazy, there was actually a shark in the pond. Feeling a bit chuffed with yourself because you were actually right, but also a bit shocked, like why is there a shark in the pond? That doesn't make any sense. How did the shark get to the pond? Did someone put the shark in the pond? The sharks, and yes I did say sharks, there was more than one, being in the pond was actually due to a remarkable chain of events. After severe flooding, the Albert and the Logan River both overfilled, going its way into the Carbrook Golf Course. And with it, our little finned friends were making their way on the golf course. They're probably thinking, that's a nice little hole. And eventually the water went back down and they were stuck inside the 14th hazard. And when I say they, I'm not meaning like little tiny gummy sharks. I'm talking about 6 juvenile bull sharks had made their way into the 14th hazard, and that was now their home. And it was their home for 17 years. And during that time, they actually did quite well. They had plenty of food because the food came with them when the river overflowed. It wasn't just sharks that came, there was also like flathead grey mullet, Indo-Pacific tarpon, yellowfin bream. So they had plenty of food there, and they actually ended up getting to 3 meters. And if you're wondering, hold on. Hazards are normally fresh water. How is a shark surviving in fresh water? Well, that's because bull sharks are freaking cool. It's a thing that I love about this story. The sharks were able to adapt to so much. Their amazing adaptation to both fresh and salt water is what sets bull sharks apart from pretty much every other shark. They have specialized kidneys to help filter out extra salt. They have a special gland near their rectum that helps get rid of extra salt out of their bodies. And their liver helps maintain fluid balance. This all leads to them being able to survive in both fresh and salt water. In fact, bull sharks normally lay their eggs in freshwater lakes that are small, so that when the sharks are born, they can survive off the small fish there and not be hunted by predators, because big sharks can't really get in that area. So the little baby bull sharks are able to comfortably survive and they feed off the tiny small fish until they're big enough to go out and get the medium-sized fish, and by the time they're ready for the big fish, they're ready for the ocean, and they're now big bad boys on the beach and they can go swim around and eat the big fish. Normally bull sharks aren't in fresh water for 17 years. Normally between the times of birth and going into the ocean is mainly 2 years at most, maybe 3. These incredible creatures turned the Carbrook Golf Club into their personal sanctuary for 17 years and got to over 3 meters long. It also became the longest case of bull sharks continuously living in a low salinity environment, which basically just translates to a low saltwater environment. The reason we don't know exactly when these sharks came to be at the golf course is because we actually didn't know they were there for like the longest time. For years, whispers and rumours circulate about sharks living in the hazard, but there was no definitive proof. And most people just went, you guys are crazy, what do you mean there's a shark living in the hazard? That would make it an actual hazard, not just a hazard for golf. There were literally people going there just to try and spot sharks. They'll just sit at the pond and just look and be like, yep, no shark here. But in the early 2000s, their existence was confirmed without a doubt when there was a photograph taken of one of them and published in the Brisbane-based Courier's Mail. This took folklore into fact, and for once we actually definitely knew that there were sharks in the water. Now this raised a whole bunch of questions. Are the sharks safe for people to be around them? How are they eating? Are they eating enough? How many sharks are there? How did they get here? Are they going to leave soon? Did someone put them in there? Even with all these questions, the Carbrook Golf Club welcomes their new toothy tenants with open arms. Feedings were organised during tournaments and business events to give them an exciting edge. They made their youth program the Junior Shark Academy. Kind of sounds like a sailing course, that one. I guess you wouldn't want to call your sailing course after sharks though. It kind of gives a bad taste in your mouth. I think we better stick with tackers. One particularly memorable occasion that I found happened in 2009, where all 6 of our toothy friends decided to show up for a photograph at a person's wedding, which I am so jealous that I want sharks at my wedding. I feel like that's a blessing for your wedding. If you see 6 sharks at your wedding, I think your wedding is blessed. Your marriage is blessed. All your kids' marriages are blessed, and your grandkids will all go to Ivy League schools. I don't know, but that seems like really good luck, and I really want sharks at my wedding. The extended residence of these bull sharks at the golf course piqued the interest of scientist Dr. Peter Gaussman, who is a shark-loving scientist and researcher. He published a journal in August of 2023, where he shed some light on the unprecedented nature of this occurrence. According to his calculations, the sharks would have acquired a decent amount of intake, or food, to survive in that climate. Approximately half a ton of fish per year per shark. That's 3 tons a year. Yet it seemed like they had an abundance of prey in their pond because the fish were breeding fast and the sharks were eating. Or who knows, maybe the golf club was like, show a bit of fish in there for them, make sure they're all going good, keep the residents happy. But anywho, whether it was the golf club or just natural life, making sure they had always abundance of prey, the sharks were thriving quite well in there for 17 years. Longer than any other bull sharks documented in isolated freshwater habitats. Sadly, the full extent of the bull shark's resilience still remains shrouded in mystery, as the last sighting of the Carbrook sharks occurred in 2015. It's believed a few of the sharks may have got out in the 2013 floods, where they were able to get into the adjacent riverways. Back, they came in the same way, they leave the same way out. And I'm just thinking of the sharks that got out that way, their minds have been blown. Like I'm talking, they spent their whole lives, 17 years, in the 700 by 200 or something meters pond where humans would feed them, and they had the same area and I was going in circles and circles and circles, and all of a sudden they have the ocean, they have the Albert River, they have the Logan River, they have all this area. They're like mind blown, like the amount of fish. It would have been a mad day for them. Making their way to the adjacent waterways is how most people think majority of the sharks got out. Sadly, 2 carcasses were found, one attributed to illegal fishing, because people are bastards. Oh yeah, I'm a big guy, I caught a shark in a pond. The disappearance of the remaining sharks has become quite an enigma. Gaussman theorises on where the other sharks went was probably also poaching, it's just that they took the carcasses with them. A cute little story that I found that I kind of want to share is that the general manager of the Carbrook Golf Course, Scott Wagstaff. For Scott Wagstaff, the presence of the bull sharks was quite a transformative experience. He used to be really scared of sharks and going into the water, preventing him from even swimming at the beach. But after his close encounters with our little bull shark friends, he's managed to overcome that fear and now loves swimming at the beach and has even gone feeding with sharks before. But inspired by his close encounters with his beautiful large beasts, he's actually fallen in love with sharks and now loves to go scuba diving. He goes on shark feeding expeditions, he loves to witness them, and he's gone swimming like giant grey nurse sharks and reef sharks, and he's completely overcome his fear. So that's a really nice story, They helped him overcome his fear of sharks, which is lovely. Good for him. So anywho, that's the story of the Carbrook Golf Club sharks. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I hope if the bull sharks are still out there, they're having a wonderful time, eating lots of fish and swimming around and being good little sharkies. I hope you have a wonderful day, and please like, comment and subscribe if you'd like to, as I greatly appreciate it. And thank you. Bye! If my cult had sharks in it, people would join my cult.